started.
We're ready.
Look at you, man. All right. So Wayne, good. Open to page 84. Big is bad. All right. So at the bottom of page 84, Gary Keller says, a big opportunity is better than a small one. The quote on this page from Robert Rault. Hope I pronounced that correctly. We are kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. We are kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. So here's the questions I have for you. How does thinking big drive your results? And guys, anytime I ask questions, I just want you to write them down and answer them later. This is stuff for your journal, okay? How does thinking big drive your results? Next question. How could you guarantee success if your goal was to run a half marathon? If you were on the call with me Wednesday, I gave you the answer to that one. It's trained to run a marathon, by the way. What goal is so big that it scares you? If your goals are not scaring you, then you're not thinking big enough. Last question. Does that stress you out? On page 85, Gary goes on to say, for some reason, there is the fear that big success brings crushing pressure and stress. On page 86, he says, no one knows their ultimate ceiling. What are you capable of? How do you know? What if it was more? What if you found out at the end of your life that you could have done more? On page 87, going big. Thinking big is essential to extraordinary results. Success requires action. And action requires thought. But here's the catch. The only actions that become springboards to succeeding big are those informed by big thinking to begin with. So the next question I have for you is, what happens first, thought or action? The next question, if big actions lead to big results, what has to happen first? Next question. If you guys have seen me turning my book around, all these questions are written in my book. When I read, I highlight and I write questions. Does pressure increase or decrease as we move closer to our goal? Does pressure increase or decrease as we move closer to our goal?
Decrease.
What's the bold law? What's the bold law? Dylan, I appreciate that answer. And do some research on that. Okay, I'm not gonna give you guys the answers. I'm just gonna help you think differently. You're gonna have to find the answer yourself. On page 88, everyone has the same amount of time, and hard work is simply hard work. As a result, what you do in the time you work determines what you achieve. And since what you do is determined by what you think, how big you think becomes the launching pad for how high you achieve. What you build today will either empower or restrict you tomorrow. If time is created equal, how can you improve results without working more hours? I'm going to stop and talk about that for a moment. If time is created equal, how can you achieve more without working more hours?
Leverage.
Energy?
Leverage.
Leverage, okay, sure. Do we all have the same amount of time every day?
Yes.
No.
Say yes and say no,
No.
because it depends. It depends. It depends on what time you get up it depends on what time you go to bed. Now, if we're talking about work, it depends on what time you go to work, how long you're there, and then here's the catch. It depends on focus and energy. Two people could work the same amount of hours in a day and get completely different results. Here's another question for you. What if you had to accomplish the same amount of work in half the time? What if your normal workday was 10 hours, Angel, and I said, okay, you have to still make 20 contacts, you have to still add 10 people to your database, and you still have to go on 2 appointments, and oh, by the way, you have to do it in 5 hours. You don't get to work 10 hours. Could you do it?
I figured out how to streamline the process, maybe.
Yeah. Would you work with more focus?
Yes.
Yes. Would you get less distracted?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Would you waste less time in idle conversations?
Yes.
Yeah. You would work with focus, 100%. Nothing's going to stop you. Guys, it's the same story I told you over and over again, and I know you're getting tired of hearing it. If you and I are in a boat, and the boat sank 3 miles offshore, we're swimming to shore. 3 miles. That's it. And we're not going to stop to do anything else. I'm not going to stop and say, hey, wait a minute. Angel and I are out there and the boat sank. We're swimming ashore. I'm not going to say, hey, Angel, hold on. I got to stop and look at Facebook. If I'm swimming ashore with Michael Topo, I'm not going to say, hey, Michael, let's stop here and talk about the football game yesterday. Did you see that game? Can you believe how many interceptions he threw? Holy cow. What's up with that quarterback? We need a new quarterback. Can you believe it's another? Seriously? We're swimming ashore. There's nothing else that matters. Now, here's the next question. What if you worked like that every day? What if you showed up to work with that same amount of focus and energy? Would you get more done? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, then why don't you?
For real.
Yeah, me neither. I think the answer was earlier in one of the pages that I read, because we settle. We settle for a smaller goal rather than going after the big goal. All right, page 91. On the journey to achieving big, you get bigger. Big requires growth, and by the time you arrive, you're big too. In other words, it's who you become by stretching for big goals. It's not reaching the top of the mountain that matters. It's who you become on the climb. Let me say that again. It's not reaching the top of the mountain that matters. It's who you become on the climb. A growth mindset that generally thinks big and seeks growth, and a fixed mindset that places artificial limits and avoids failure. Do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Tell me why a growth mindset is better than a fixed mindset. If you're not growing, how are you moving closer to your big life? So, what does your morning look like? From the time you wake up and until the time you get on this call, what does your morning look like? Do you do the same thing every day? You know, the most successful people follow a routine. They do the same thing every day. They get out of bed at the same time. They read, they pray, they meditate, they exercise, they spend time with family. We're creating physical energy, emotional energy, spiritual energy, and we have a routine to do that. Page 92. When Scott Forstall started recruiting talent to his newly formed team, he warned that the top secret project would provide ample opportunities to make mistakes and struggle, but eventually we may do something that we'll remember the rest of our lives. Forstall was a senior vice president of Apple, and the team he formed created the iPhone. That's big. What limits have you placed on your life? To live great, you have to think big. Achievement and abundance show up because they're natural outcomes of doing the right things with no limits attached. Don't fear big, fear mediocrity. Don't fear big, fear mediocrity. Only living big will let you experience your true life and work potential, beginning with the end in mind. What people say, beginning with the end in mind, what are people saying about you at your funeral? If you are the average of the 5 people in your circle of influence, who are you? So on a piece of paper, draw a circle and write down the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Now, the next part of this exercise is how much are each of them earning? How much are they investing? How much are they saving? What books are they reading? How much are they reading? Do they read? Do they exercise? Do they take care of themselves? I guarantee you that if you look at the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with, if you wrote down, just take one thing I just talked about, the amount of money they make. If you wrote down the amount of money they make in a year and you averaged it out, I guarantee you it's going to be really close to what you're earning. All right, talk to me.
Can I ask you something? You said
Please,
the 5 close.
Yes.
The 5 closest people, and how much they earn. You're saying in terms of their salaries?
It could be. It could be passive income, Diane. It could be investments, net worth. Talk to me. That's obviously, hold on a second, Alex. Diane, come off mute and talk to me.
No, I was just asking that question because I'm actually doing it.
Okay. All right. All right. Don't let anything I say upset you guys. And that's probably not possible. Okay.
I love the challenge. No worries.
Okay. There we go. All right. Alex, talk to me.
I was going to say, besides financially, it's also a matter of growth. If the people that you're around are always growing, whether it be reading or educating themselves or athletically, you're following in that same circle. So it's not just a matter of money, it's a matter of everything else as well.
It's everything. It's everything. By the way, one of the people that I spend the most time with is Andy Andrews, author of The Traveler's Gift. By the way, I've never met him, but I spend time with Andy Andrews every day.
Reading.
Yes, absolutely. If you go on a trip with me and you're in the car driving next to me, you're either going to really love it or you're going to absolutely hate it, because I don't do anything but listen to CD sets from Andy Andrews, Zig Ziglar, Gary Keller. These are people that I hang out with. I hang out with Zig Ziglar every day. He's one of the 5 people in my circle. All right, talk to me.
John, why does my goals, give me some fear? I've got, some big goals in mind, right? Like they almost seem unattainable.
Sure. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, obviously, not good.
Yeah.
Just being transparent, even in front of the group, right? Like, yeah. I think of some of the goals that I have, are really big.
Yeah. Good. Why shouldn't they be?
Hmm.
Michael, you could change the world. Why not?
Yeah.
If not you, then who? How do you know? Why would you limit yourself when God put you on this earth to do amazing things? My goals absolutely scare the holy crap out of me. And I'll tell you what else scares me. I'm 57 years old. I'll be 58 in a couple months, and I'm afraid that time's going to run out before I accomplish them. How's that? That's transparent. I ain't anywhere close to what I plan on doing. You guys are being too
are
quiet.
58 years closer.
Talk to me. Talk to me, guys. Yes, Wayne, closer.
You are 58 years closer to what you want to do.
Okay, good way of looking at it. I like that.
I mean, time is everything.
As long as I accomplish it the day before I die, I'm good.
The crystal ball again. Here we go.
It could be tomorrow. I don't know. None of us know, guys. That's the other thing. Stop thinking that you have time. How do you know? How do you know?
Hey, John.
Yes, Jeff.
You know, I again have a lot of blessings, and I always try to take those things to heart and learn. You know, people that are older, that have already walked the road before us, that have already experienced the challenges of being a father or a family person or any kind of parent. I think that, you know, being on a team in kind of a way, you're trying to take care of your team. You're trying to obviously find that positive motivation. And when I reach a goal, it's like a celebration. We celebrate as a team, usually try to do something, at least, you know, pre-COVID, we would try to do something at least a couple times a year to just be together in that positive energy of celebration of what we had achieved together. And I think that's very important. I think that with my family as well as my business, when we reached a goal, we made it a point to get together and recognize that we had set the goal, we had achieved the goal, and we celebrated it.
Love that, Jeff. Thank you. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. Give me a couple more ahas and we're going to check out for the day.
You see that? Time is everything. We only got 5 minutes left.
That's it, buddy. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and it's time to get to work, man. It's time to pick up that phone and start making contacts.
So I did my circle.
Yes?
It's very interesting because it makes you think it just makes you think about the value of the people in your life to contribute to your bigger goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it can be, sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge, Diane, because we kind of feel like that we're not being true to our friends or our family members, because if I said, you need to go find a better tribe. You need to improve the quality of the people that you hang out with. That doesn't sound good. It's like, okay, I got to kick people out of my circle. Yeah, you do. You got to hang out with a better group of people if you're going to get better. You want to be a millionaire? Go hang out with billionaires.
But John, what you're doing as far as who you're hanging out with, Andy Andrews and such, spend more time with those people.
Yeah.
But what if, I mean, obviously, yes, the goal is to make money, but what if the goal is to really help as many people as possible?
Yes.
Then the kind of people you do hang around with aren't necessarily the wealthy people with money. It's the people who have the biggest heart.
Yeah, and we're just
the biggest drive.
And we're only using money as one of the factors. I don't want anybody to to
Okay.
get the wrong impression here. So it's just one of many things that we're looking at. And just because I'm saying we've got to pay attention to who we're spending time with doesn't mean that you stop loving people. You absolutely are going to pour into people, love them, and serve them. Look at it like this. Okay, this is being recorded. It's going to go on YouTube. It's going to go on Facebook, which means I'm probably going to get a message from somebody later that doesn't like this. I've got family that I love, but I don't want to hang out with them because they don't make me better.
Don't we all?
Same.
Got it? It doesn't mean I don't love them. It just means I don't want to hang out with them. Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever. Yes, I'm going to go sit at the table, but holy cow, I'm glad when I'm leaving.
Right.
Now that's gonna get me in trouble, guys. Holy cow!
Yeah, if they're listening to
Hold
the
on.
Zoom call, you got problems.
He's gonna get you in trouble. He's going to damn sure get me in trouble. So.
I love it. All right, guys. I love all of you, man. Go make it a great day.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right.